This is the Volkswagen Virtus GT Plus with the 1.5 TSI engine, and it now comes with a manual transmission, which means when you get inside the car, strap in, you can do this. You can launch it properly. The Volkswagen Virtus GT has always been one of the most enthusiastic cars in its class. There's no doubt about that. But you could only get it in a manual. Not anymore. Now the Virtus GT is available with a manual transmission. And enthusiasts like us, we have more reason to rejoice because it just adds so much involvement and so much fun to every driving experience. Let's talk changes. This is an MY 2024 car. Does it get anything new? On the outside, nothing at all. It looks exactly the same as before. Same alloys, same badges. There's nothing out of place compared to last year's car. So you don't even bother trying to figure out what it looks like from the outside, whether it's 23 or 24. Changes are on the inside. On the GT Plus, the big change is you get electrically adjustable seats for both the driver and the passenger. And this is a segment first feature. Most other cars in this class get it only for the driver. The passenger seat is genuinely manual adjustment, but not here. Here it is electrically adjustable. You can just use the buttons, and it really adds to the feature set that the Virtus has. The Virtus has been reasonably well equipped. I wouldn't say it's top of its class in terms of equipment, but this elevates the Virtus's equipment list, particularly at a point that you do use a fair bit. The other change, and this one I really like, is the upgrade to the sound system. So earlier the Virtus only used to get 6 speakers. Now you get 6 speakers plus a subwoofer and an amplifier. So the depth of sound in this car is a lot better than before. Apart from that, changes are minor. You get ambient light in the footwells, and that's literally it. Those are the updates for 2024. Nothing major, but small stuff that does make a difference. What we're most interested in is the manual transmission that's made it to the 1.5 TSI. Do I need to do a recap on the 1.5 TSI? Cool. 4-cylinder, 148 bhp, 250 Nm. It is a quick car, really nice, refined, punchy power delivery, and with the manual, you just have so much control over it. So what does the manual do to the driving experience compared to the DSG? Well, for starters, it makes it more involving. There's constantly something to do. From the time you get in the car, you have to dip the clutch, put it into first, and get moving. You can't sit idle because quickly you'll need to change into second, and then up to third, and then to fourth. You know, you've always got something to do, and coming to a traffic light, slow down. It keeps you busy, it keeps you engaged, and maybe the city is not the most ideal playground for it, but if you spend time on open roads, on the highways, on hilly roads, it's beautiful because it just adds so much to the driving experience. I love getting it into the right gear right before a corner, throwing it in the corner, getting the right exit speed, keeping the engine in boost, and then exiting strong. Having that manual control just makes it that much more fun. In terms of manual gearboxes, where would I rate it? I think it's one of the better ones for sure. It's not got a Suzuki-like slickness to it, but there is a nice throw. There is genuine positivity in the gearbox. You can feel it sneak in nicely. The clutch, it is a little heavier, but it's not to a point that it gets uncomfortable. This is also a brand new car. It's done some 120 kilometers. It's not even been run in fully, so it does feel a little heavy, but it's not going to bother you, honestly. I ran a Slavia manual as my long-termer for over a year, and I absolutely love that car. I drove it in Pune's horrendous traffic all the time, and it was beautiful. Which brings me to the elephant in the room. This may be the first time the Virtus GT is getting a manual, but the 1.5 manual combination has existed for a while. Skoda's been doing it with their Slavia manual for, well, since it launched. You know, you could always get a Slavia with a manual gearbox. So this drivetrain honestly is nothing revolutionary, but it's nice because the Virtus, it does the sporty side of things so well. It has the GT badges, it has those blacked out elements, it has that little boot lip spoiler, the blacked out wheels. It looks pretty cool, and adding that dose of enthusiasticness into the GT package, making it more friendly, pocket friendly also, but making it more friendly for the enthusiast who wants involvement, I think is a great move. Gearbox aside, the strengths of the Virtus remain. You get that incredible ride and handling composure. You can deal with bad roads really well. You've got really high ground clearance, a suspension that's set up for comfort without compromising on handling. And I think it's one of the nicest cars to drive at this price point, honestly. Few cars come so close to having such good ride and handling, having such an enthusiastic engine, and now with the manual, putting that smile on your face every time you get into the car. The Virtus, honestly, I love it. It's obviously under threat from the Verna. The new Verna is a really competent machine. It has a new 1.5 turbo petrol engine, which makes it quicker than these Skoda Volkswagen cars actually in a drag race. Go check out that video that we've done. So Volkswagen has had to spruce this car up. It has had to give it more drivetrain options, bring the price down a little bit through the offering of a manual as well, and just make it a little more competitive. And I think they've done a good job. You know, the manual, it just speaks to me really strongly. And I'm sure there's a bunch of you out there that really want a manual car and wouldn't mind the inconveniences that come with it. There's no denying that driving a manual in traffic can get annoying. So, but honestly, I don't mind. I get to rev match and heel toe and do all sorts of masti in my car. And it just makes me happy. The Virtus with the 1.5 TSI engine and the manual transmission has been out for a couple of months, but this is the first time we've actually gone down to driving it, and we got the MY24 cars with the new feature updates. The most impressive thing about this car though has to be the price, because it comes in at a significant cost difference compared to the DSG. This car costs rupees 17.2 lakhs ex-showroom compared to the DSG, which is 18.9 lakhs ex-showroom, a 1.7 lakh rupee difference. It makes the top spec Virtus a lot more affordable while giving you all the thrills in the world.